Hello, so today I'm going to be making this cute cottagecore house just to finally realize my cottage vision. I have come up with this cute plan and I'm going to be making it in real life. So the first step is going to be cutting up a box and using the cardboard to make the shape of the house. Now let's roll the time lapse. Alright, so I have the main shape out of cardboard, but the next step is to add a ton of wooden beams to the rest of the house. Just kind of like this. I've done this quite a few times before, so it shouldn't be that hard. So if you don't know what the point of this is, it's to kind of get more of like a medieval look, kind of like what's on screen right now. Because I feel like without it, it might just look a little boring. Okay, I've got one. Time to do like... Okay, I've got one. Okay, alright, I've got... Oh my god. Okay, I have one beam, so now it's time to do like 10 million more. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cute. Time to move on to this side. All right, now I think there are just a couple more places that need wood beams. And finally, this dormer window. Cute, but we're not done yet. For all these walls around the house, I was planning on doing sort of a rock wall, kind of like this. And for that, I was planning on cutting out little rock shapes from this, sort of gluing them on. And then once I have all of them, I'm gonna just smear some clay on top of everything, just so that it kind of blends everything together and gets that kind of stucco look. Now this is going to be pretty boring, so I'd say it's time to roll a time lapse. I forgot to do the chimney. I found myself just staring at my house. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't quite tell what it was. But then suddenly it hit me like a shopping cart being pushed by a 4-year-old did last week at Sobeys. I had forgotten to add clay. I am just in love with this roof. It looks so cute. I think it fits the aesthetic perfectly. And I'm really looking forward to painting it. But there's still a couple things I have to do first. This house on its own would be cute, but I think for the real cottagecore vibe, we need to add a base with some like plants and flowers and stuff. Like, I feel like it would look cute on its own, but a garden would make it so much better. There, I feel like that's probably a pretty good size. And I'm going to cut out a few squares out of this to attach it to the base. I also can't forget to add lights. So for the ground, I'm just gonna add it sort of like this. But for the walls, I'm going to mix it with water to get more of like a runny clay so I can fill the cracks easier. But why don't we just do it? So let's do it. Roll the time lapse. now that the base coat is on, I can do my favorite step, painting. Oh, I'm so excited. This is usually the step which transforms it and brings the actual vision to life. I think to get the cottagecore vibe, I'm going to absolutely plaster it with plants later. So I'm really not gonna worry about being too clean. But for the tile roof, I'm gonna go for like an orangish color, like a terracotta type thing. And then I'm just gonna do gray for the stones. Oh, I'm so excited. So I think this house turned out so cute. I mean, just look at this paint job. But we're not done yet. I'm going to be applying a wash, which is basically just paint mixed with a lot of water, and that I'm going to just be brushing on over basically the entire thing, just to really get the depth out of the paint job. Paint job is so cute, but there's still one more thing I want to do today before I can finally move on to the details, and that would be adding grass. I just want to do this today so that it can fully dry before I add in all the landscaping on all the flowers and stuff, because I will pretty much be covering it with a layer of glue. So I'm just going to brush this on all the places where I want grass. Now I believe I can sprinkle this on and it should stick to the glue. Now I know it looks pretty bad right now, but the glue does dry clear, so all this like white gunk should disappear. But anyway, I have to let this dry overnight, so I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. Wait, what am I saying? It's literally 4:30. But the glue did dry clear and the grass is super cute, but it's time to add plants. And the end goal is to make it look absolutely covered with vines and plants and whatever. I want to barely be able to see the house, okay?
Because this is not as cottagecore as I want.
So I think the first step should be just a couple bushes. Maybe more than a couple if I'm being honest. Let me just do it all the way around. Yeah, like that's pretty cute. But it's nowhere near enough. Now for the next few steps, I'm gonna hand you over to Voice Over Me. Make sure to take good care of my viewers.
I will, I promise.
But anyway, let's get
Hello to the 3 people that have long enough attention spans to make it 9 minutes through the video.
And I just wanted to tell you how cringe filming me is. Like, oh my god, look at filming me just sprinkle on all this greenery and grass and stuff. But anyway, I just added a ton of bushes and vines to the house. I also added vines and stuff to the roof just to give it more of like a cutesy little vibe. I also made sure to layer on a ton of different types of greenery just to get more of like a natural feel, I guess. I don't know. But enough about the art, more about me. I'm honestly sick right now and my throat hurts, which is why I probably sound funny. Anyway, bye! So now I'm done. Doesn't it just look amazing? I absolutely love this tiny cottage, and I think it actually does capture the cottagecore vibe pretty well. But overall, I'd say it's pretty cute. But I'm gonna be real with you for a minute. You may or may not have noticed that I haven't uploaded in months. And that's because, you know, I have a life outside of making these. And honestly, I spend like hours and hours filming and editing each video. When I was uploading once a month, it got to the point where it was taking up pretty much all my free time. And I may have started to feel just a little burnt out. And I honestly procrastinated that editing so much this time. But I'm not gonna stop uploading. I still have so many ideas left. Just don't be surprised if it takes me longer to film each video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you next time.